CSU found a full inhaler in Christie's pocket at the scene, but her inhaler was empty at the club.
There's a 24-hour drugstore on First and Avenue A.
Yeah, I remember her. Pretty girl. Pretty sick. She came in with a boy, showed me her inhaler, and wanted a refill.
You give it to her?
Oh, yeah, standard procedure. I gave her one from behind the counter to hold her, got her doc's phone number, went to call for a refill, and when I got back, they're gone.
Can we see your security camera tapes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. There. Timestamp's in the corner.
12:56 a.m. There's Christie.
Who's that?
That's Ethan Vance.
Another angel who went to bed early.
By accident.
He gets drunk by accident?
Yes, like at Nick's bachelor party, they carried Ethan home sick as a pup. It was because he gave blood that morning at his school and he hadn't eaten.
That was his excuse? He gave blood? Where?
At his school, Langley Prep.
I don't see anything here.
Langley Prep, 2 weeks ago, blood drive, Ethan Vance. You have records of that.
We do.
And you keep records for public use. Tracking donors, eliminating AIDS, other blood-transmitted diseases.
Of course.
And the donated blood is carefully screened, tracked?
Yes, but it's private information.
We're not asking you to tell us if Ethan Vance has any disease. We just want to know where the blood is.
We don't want to drink it.
V-A-N-C-E. Ethan Daniel. We'd like to know if the blood was used.
No, it was not used. And no, I can't give it to you.
You see this?
You see this? Temporary restraining order. We're prevented from giving up the blood.
Who issued this thing? Judge Walter Schreiber. So does this mean somebody comes in here bleeding from every orifice? You can't give it to them either?
That means you're a B-positive detective and your head explodes. I gotta take a pass.
Why slap an order on the blood if they aren't concerned about what the blood will show?
Violation of doctor-patient privilege, pure and simple. Why, Miss Carmichael's insistent on getting her panties.
Mr. Eliezer.
Ethan Vance gave the blood away in a school drive. There was no privilege implied, nor any expectation of it. There wasn't even a doctor.
Doctor? Nurse? What difference does it make? It was a medical procedure.
Privilege implies choice about how the blood would be used. Ethan Vance did not, nor could he, mandate to whom the blood would be given or in what manner it might be used. Once he provided it to a federally funded agency, his blood became public domain.
I think the key words here, Your Honor, are his blood.
It was blood given up to be used on or for anyone. It was not a blood test.
I agree. The minute he gave blood, Mr. Vance forfeited his right to privacy. I'll lift the restraining order. The police can have the blood.
Ethan Vance's DNA didn't match the semen in the limo, but it matched the semen found in the girl's body.
I thought you already did a rape kit.
This wouldn't have shown up on a rape kit.
Oh, the New York disco diet.
She had sex within a half hour of her death.
Different semen, so there's another player on the scene.
One from the home team. I ran a mitochondrial DNA on the 2 semen samples. They're from 2 related individuals.
Amy says we can count the father out. With prostate surgery, chemo, she doubts if he could come up with the goods.
That leaves the groom, Nicholas Vance.
Bring both brothers in?
Absolutely.
Charge him with murder?
Now, their lawyers will have that bounce before we can say boo. Start with statutory rape, and we'll work up the food chain from there.
Okay. Oh, boy.
Honey, remember we talked about how Mr. Monk has trouble making decisions?
Oh, yeah. Okay. You'll be Colonel Mustard.
Good.
Now, you remember how to play? You write down all the clues on your pad.
I'm ready to guess.
Adrian, you have to play the game. You have to go around the board from room to room collecting clues.
I know who did it.
We haven't started yet. Come on.
It was Professor Plum in the dining room with a rope.
He's right.
We played this game last year. I remember what cards everybody was holding and how they were put away, and then just now, I was watching how Benji shuffled.
That's it. That is the last time I ever play a game with you, Adrian. You are just no fun.
Okay.
I mean, don't you ever wonder why you never get invited anywhere?
No, not really.
Well, this is why.
Okay.
Well, I think it's awesome. Mom, can I bring him to school, please? Like for show and tell?
You could take him every day.
Parked nearby, maybe around the corner, walked through here and went in through the side door.
Yeah, and the lock's still intact. It wasn't Jimmy. She must have left it open.
And what's all this?
These are rocks from the garden. The killer left them like this.
It's a message. He's toying with us. Some sort of code, but I haven't been able to figure it out yet.
You think the killer stopped here in plain view of the neighbors, went rooting around in the garden, collected a few rocks, and then arranged them carefully on the grass?
What do you think?
I think he was looking for a hide key.
I found it.
She was over here on the phone. Severe blunt trauma to the head with a baseball bat.
Has this phone been touched?
No, the scene's intact.
The antenna has to be up to get a signal in here.
So?
Somebody lowered it all the way after the call. You don't usually see that when someone's getting bludgeoned to death. Oh, no, this can't be the victim.
Yep.
I recognize her. Wasn't she a judge?
Catherine Lavinio, State Superior Court.
We should check the court records. Somebody probably just lost the case and held a grudge.
We don't have to check anything because we know who did it.
What?
The judge identified him by name on the phone.
Then why are we here?
Because the man who did it couldn't have done it.
Help me out here. She lives alone. She's about to start cooking something. Stir-fried beef, that's a meal, not a bedtime snack.
So?
Why?
Maybe she was hungry.
No. She went out to eat that night, remember? Doggy bags. She couldn't finish her dinner, so why was she cooking?
I have no idea.
Maybe she wasn't. Maybe after she was dead, the killer came back downstairs to cook something himself.
Why?
To make smoke. To set off the smoke alarm in there.
Well, my. It's the defective detective once more. Lay it on me, Einstein.
These two chairs are from the judge's house. The killer stood on one of them when he turned off the smoke alarm. A girl in the neighborhood saw, quote, a very, very fat man standing on it. But there's something funny about the chair. It's not broken. This is Sergeant Cargill from the 14th Precinct. Sergeant, how much do you weigh?
265.
Would you mind? So how could a very, very fat man have stood on it? There's only one explanation. He was a fat man, but not a heavy man. Lieutenant! I visited your clinic today and borrowed one of your empathy suits. Fat, but not heavy. I believe we have another warrant to serve.
You're joking.
You were in it together. You killed her. The fat man planned it, but you did it. It was brilliant. You killed her, and then you left clues behind to make it look like Beiderbecke did it. Why? Because he's the only person on earth who couldn't possibly have done it. You wore enormous boots to leave big footprints. Breaking in was no problem. The housekeeper told you about the hide key. I admit I was confused until I figured out the sequence of events. First, you killed the judge. Then, you ransacked the house. Of course, you needed a witness. You put on one of your fat suits, set off the alarm, and then waited until you were sure somebody was watching. And finally, you called 911. And you're great with voices, Doctor. We've all heard you.
It's right downstairs.
Spiderbeck even supplied you with videotapes of the judge so you could practice.
This is insane. Why would I risk everything?
Well, you really didn't have a choice, did you, Glenn?
Oh, one thing I almost forgot.
Yes.
Your boat.
What about it?
I had the boat checked out, sir, while we were talking. I didn't think you had anything to hide, sir, and I just thought it would save some time.
I always preached initiative to my men, so I don't see how I can object now. And you're right. It did save time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah. Oh, General, talking about work, there's a couple of loose ends I'd like to tie up. Nothing important, you understand, but I would like to get them tied up.
Fire away.
Well, you know, I was watching the news on television last night. Those film clips of you in action?
Yes.
Great stuff, really.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was just thrilling. But you know, General, I happen to notice that you were carrying a pearl-handled pistol.
Splendid weapon. Single-action Colt 45.
Yeah, I remembered that. That was kind of like your trademark, wasn't it? Well, the thing is this, that yesterday when I asked you whether you owned any guns, you showed me your souvenirs and you showed me your target pistol, which is all very well and good. But I was wondering, whatever happened to that pearl-handled revolver? Because when I looked into the crate, you know, I didn't see it in there.
Lost it, Lieutenant. A long time ago. When I was in the hospital in Korea, somebody liberated it, you know, wanted a souvenir. Actually, I was pretty pleased it was taken. It was getting to be just too much of a publicity gimmick.
I see. So the Hollister exhibit is going to have to do without the famous Hollister gun?
Not exactly. MMI wanted one for their memorial, so they had a duplicate made.
I see.
Uh-huh. Now, I've got to change, so if there's anything else I can do for you...
No, that'll be all, sir.
Fine, fine. Just a piece of advice. Find a different spot, or use a different bait. Otherwise, you're not going to catch anything, Lieutenant.
Right to the point. It has to do with that duplicate of your gun.
What about it?
Well, I find it hard to believe. Mrs. Stewart, see if you agree with me on this. I find it hard to believe that a man like General Hollister, who saved and cherished every war souvenir, even the smallest photograph, I just think it's strange that he was so careless as to allow his gun to be stolen. I mean, that pistol was the most famous single symbol of his whole legend. You agree with me, don't you?
Well, I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, if it was me, if it was my gun, I would take very good care of that gun. I'd have it in my apartment where people could see it, and I would keep it polished, and I would keep it oiled, and I would keep it loaded. And when a certain Colonel Dutton came to see me and threatened to expose me, that's the gun that I would use.
Well, if what you say is true, I mean, you searched. Where is that gun?
That's what I ask myself. Where is the gun? Why not on public display? Why not in a glass case? Why not in front of thousands of people? And after we found Colonel Dutton's body, anybody else, you, me, anybody else, we'd have gotten rid of that gun. We found the bullet in the victim, and a ballistics check will match up the bullet with the gun. But somehow, General, something told me that you could never get rid of that gun. It meant too much to you. You couldn't even part with a cigarette lighter. No, that pearl-handled pistol was just too tied up in your pride. Because of your tremendous belief in yourself, you figured everyone would accept your story about having a duplicate made. But there never was a duplicate made, was there? This, in fact, is the murder weapon. Isn't it, General?
I assume ballistics has checked out the gun.